This is Matt for Behind the Gloves in association with S-Jam Boxing. Delighted to be joined by Spencer Fearon. Just ahead of this MTK show tonight, we're just going to get your thoughts on, obviously, WBC have just brought out, there's a new weight, bridgerweight in between cruiser and heavyweight. Can I get your initial reaction to that being brought in?
I don't think it should happen. I don't think it should be there. They're messing with history, and because of that, I'm not a fan of the fact that they brought in this new division. We currently have 17 weight classes. Now this is going to be the 18th. It's getting confusing as it is to follow all the champions in the other weight divisions, because we got 4 champions in each weight class, you know, or 4 belts in each weight class. So it's getting very, very confusing, and it could only be for the fault of money. And Lloyd Hunnigan, former undisputed world welterweight champion, used to say, it's not whether you're big enough, it's whether you're good enough. So if you're good enough to fight at a weight, your skills will pay the bills and your heart should invariably play the part. You know what I mean? So I'm just not a fan. If you look right throughout history, and we've got to think, like, when we're looking right throughout history, we're looking at like the first real big man of the heavyweight division was actually Jack Johnson. And Jack Johnson, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship in 1908, December 26, right? In Australia, right? When he beat Tommy Burns. Tommy Burns, if he was fighting today, Tommy Burns would most probably be a super middleweight.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yeah, of course.
Just above. Jack Johnson weighed something, I think it was like 194 pounds then. But then he was seen as a big man then. Mm-hmm. When Jack Johnson lost the title to Jess Willard, was that 1915 when he lost to Jess Willard. Jess Willard was a physically protruding big man, because Jess Willard was like 6'6". Jess Willard was, what was he, like 238 pounds. So that was the real first big man of the heavyweight division. Yeah. So we can't say like, well, they're called heavyweights for a reason. Either be disciplined enough to get down to cruiserweight, or there shouldn't be a bridge in between it, because we're saying, and if that's the case, then if we went to 1964 February 25th, when Muhammad Ali famously beat Sonny Liston, when he stops him, he wouldn't be a heavyweight champion of the world now. So you're messing with my mind a little bit here. You know what I mean? So it goes from what weight to what weight. So in this bridge weight, so Mike Tyson wouldn't be heavyweight champion of the world. When Mike Tyson was 215 when he beat Trevor Burbick, right? We go through the list. So then even the WBC, are they making this title for Deontay Wilder? I don't know, because Deontay Wilder is not a physically big man. Well, he's a tall man, but he's not. He doesn't weigh a lot. So it's very confusing that you're messing with history. I get it. Rocky Marciano, it was like 13'8", 14 stone. He was not a big man, but to the analogues of history, we're saying, he's a heavyweight. Yeah. Right? So no, you're messing with history here. And because you're messing with history, I'm saying, what's the real reason? Is the real purpose? Because you're saying, well, there are guys like Dave Allen who are not the biggest of guys,
and Deontay Wilder, who's slender through him.
Yeah, but you're saying Deontay Wilder hits you, you're gone. That is it. Oh, so I'm not a fan of it at all. But if we can drag out more sanction fees, then drag it out. But who's going to be benefiting from this other weight division? That's my rant.
No problem. Another thing I wanted to catch you on just before the show starts, obviously Kell Brook's in the fight of his life this weekend against arguably pound for pound #1 in the world, Terence Crawford. Mm-hmm. He looks in great condition coming into this. He's obviously not gone with his usual training coach in Dominic Ingle.
I spoke to Dominic. We spoke, myself, Babatunde Ajayi, on the Fight Is Right podcast. We spoke to Dominic, and fair play to Dominic. Dominic was explaining the reasons why it went the way that it did go. And yes, I would feel more comfortable within myself knowing that you're going into a fight of that magnitude with a man that's been around you for 20 years. I would feel more comfortable. You know, Dominic he showed a lot of compassion when he threw in the towel for when
Spencer Golovkin.
Yep, and Golovkin, but the Golovkin fight even more so because he's outweighed. And I thought, like, skill for skill, I'm gonna be real, I thought Kell Brook had a fantastic chance in there, and he fought so gallantly because he's a very, very brave guy. Kell Brook doesn't go into a fight thinking that, right, I'm the underdog or I'm going to lose. He goes into the fights thinking that he's actually going to win. And he trains like he's going to win. He's in fantastic condition. It's a very, very tough ask. And the only reason why it's going to be is so difficult because Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But the good thing, whereas he's had the tutelage of being in a Winkerbank gym, and they are awkward by design in that gym, right?
Yeah.
The fact that Terence Crawford likes to switch shit and he does both orthodox and southpaw equally as good, it won't affect Kell Brook for the simple fact that Kell Brook's used to switch hitters. He's being groomed in that. So I think this is going to be a closer fight than what many people think. I'd like to see, because this is the first time that I would say Terence Crawford is in with a physically bigger man than him.
Agreed.
Right? Mm-hmm. And with the WBO, there's no rehydration clause, so Kell Brook could be coming into that fight 12-7. Right? Think about it. He could be coming into that fight. What are you talking about? Yeah, Kell Brook actually could be coming to that fight at 12-7, but you still have to go with Terence Crawford because he just been supremely domineering. But the thing that is the worrying thing is that he does get hit and he does get hurt. So if Kell would be to jump on him and to say, like, listen, I'm going to show you the weight difference. I'm going to show you that I'm the stronger man on the physics. I'm going to try and bully you, and we should see what happens, because stylistically, Kell Brook isn't the authentic Winkerbank style fighter. He's not loose, languid. He hasn't really come from like the Harold Graham kind of style, the Johnny Nelson kind of style, not even Nassim Hamed's kind of style. He more reminds me of how Chris Eubank Senior used to fight. He was polished, he'd wait for the shots, he'd pick the shots, but it's a little bit more polished because Eubank used to do some crazy overhand cricket balls, and he used to trade on toughness as well. Chris Eubank was an incredibly tough human being. So I would say for Kell Brook, just jump on Terence Crawford, pay him no respect, try to ruffle him up, a la September 1986, in the same kind of way that when Lloyd Hannigan went up against Donald Curry, that showed like no respect to you. But they're both in their 30s. Mm-hmm. But there's one who is ascending to height and one who's descending, and we have to keep it raw. So off of the back of that, then I would still go for Terence Crawford points, but it's going to be hard for him.
It's tough, isn't it? Because when you look at Kell Brook, we seem to think we've seen the best of Kell Brook when he came out against Sean Porter and he boxed beautifully abroad in the guy's backyard. But like you say, with these weight conditions where he can fully hydrate up to really heavy, do you think that'll play a part in this fight if he can impose himself on him?
Of course it would be, because here he's going to be going in with a real solidified welterweight. Mm-hmm. And Kell Brook is a big guy, right? So yeah, I believe so, but Terence Crawford has got mad skills, and his skill level's incredible, and the things that he does. And I was speaking to Shakur Stevenson, right, the former WBO featherweight champion, right? Mm-hmm. And he was saying people don't realize that Terence Crawford can crack. Mm-hmm. He can actually punch, and people ain't giving the dues that he can actually punch, because you got to think, in the majority of his world title fights have been stoppages, bar the Victor Postol fight, mm-hmm. right? So, but like I said, he does get hit and he can get hurt, right? Yeah. So that makes him even more exciting. But I would say he's up there in the pound for pound rankings, and right now, and this is no disrespect to Kell Brook, would we say that where would we have Kell Brook in the pound for pound in Great Britain? Mm-hmm. He wouldn't be top 5.
No.
Right, exactly. So then we got to weigh up in comparison to that, and let's be realistic about it. Emotionally, I'm involved. Love Kell Brook, but I have to still be realistic with it and say I can't see him winning the fight, even though I would love to see him do it.
Brilliant. Well, Spencer Fearon, thanks for giving us this time just before you go and,
Nah, man, you keep it up, man. I was like, I said, what's happened? Michelle's got a beard now and here. What's going on, man? And you got to start with Hi Fight fans. What's the matter with you?
A few people asked that. They said, how do you start your interviews? Do you do Hey Fight fans? And I said, nah, I can't pull that off.
No.
I can't pull that off.
You know what? But it's good to have you on there. Michelle's good people. She's my sister. And, what's it? It's Sam Boxing, isn't it?
S-Jam Boxing, yeah.
S-Jam
Jones.
S-Jam Boxing. So I have to big up my guy because he's my guy, trust me. He's the coolest guy out there apart from me. Peace.
Cheers.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else